Hello everyone, this is Bob and Threadbare, and welcome back to Thi4f.
I'm Kalen Zombie.
I'm Random Ninja.
And we're back in the clock tower.
Goody. It's my favorite place.
Our home away from home.
And the collection's expanded a little bit.
Oh, good. Goat lady's up there.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Looks like only one display case is empty at this point.
We're filling out those rings nicely.
They're all going to be full by the time you're done, aren't they?
Well, that's the idea.
At first I thought he was pointing the end right to his eyeball, and I'm like, Garrett, that's extremely dangerous. No!
Well, just testing how straight his arrows are.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the saying straight as an arrow comes from, right?
Well, that's the hope.
Why does he have a corset? His outfit's very stupid.
His outfit is very stupid. Is that bird bleeding, or...?
Yes.
Okay.
Through a very terrible blood texture there.
Yeah! It looks like a PlayStation 2 game's blood texture, and I should know. I just finished a PlayStation 2 with a game with a lot of blood in it.
But now, Genevieve the Crow is dead.
Oh no.
And by the way, the Crow was actively named after Basso's love interest in Thief 2.
Huh.
Yet another reference that should not exist.
And yet does.
And yet does.
Yup.
The most inexplicable of coincidences.
Like, I liked the subtle one where it suggested that Basso got married once and then divorced because it wasn't for him. That was neat, but, like, that one's just dumb.
Just look at the rope. Look where it's...
It's going right between his legs! Or it was.
No, it's going right up his coat somehow.
That seems like a very inefficient way to hang somebody.
And now it got outside of his coat.
Stop here!
Wow, what a big crowd that murder drew.
Yeah.
Engine limitations. And, of course, the guy who just hanged a man is disappeared again.
I was surprised the guy who got hanged is still there. Or hung.
Well, the audience is still there, kind of. Just walk to the other end of the plaza to rant about how much they hate the Baron.
Want to head over to the Burrick?
The guy who's doing all this teleportation and hanging stuff is a better thief than you are. I mean, he just disappears in the blink of an eye.
But they will hear us today!
Can you cut him down?
I don't think so, but it's... What the hell is that hanging on? Where does that lead? What the hell is wrong with that rope?
Magic.
We want to do a cool scene where, like, the guy is hanging, but rope textures are hard. Rope physics are hard. Making a crowd is hard. Everything is hard. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Nah, put it in.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think this game has much of a physics engine, so...
Yeah, no. Actually, I think the Dark Mod has a better physics engine than this game does.
At this point, I'm willing to bet that Thief 2 probably has a better physics engine than this game does.
So Orion's back. Back in Basso's place.
Who?
Friendly beard guy is Orion.
Oh,
We kind of talked over his introduction.
I wasn't paying attention at all, so...
I should have known the Baron would do this. You're telling me, my...
Every time they say the Baron, I just think of Jack 2 and Baron Praxis.
What's so important about it?
Well, that seems to be the intent.
What, to remind you of a better game?
Saving this city, saving all
No,
of us.
I could just imagine Orion sitting up after sleeping in bed and saying, "I'm going to kill the Baron."
Book was important. Still hear that?
With his feet up on a table, of course.
Yep.
Oh hey, somebody ransacked this basement area and did not check the unlocked safe behind the obvious portrait.
That's good. I'm not a big
Okay.
fan of yours. It's not possible.
Oh,
wait.
But the idea here is that the book we got in the last chapter,
Go on.
Orion really wants it,
Loyal?
but Garrett is holding it hostage until Orion tells him how to get Basso out of the tower where he's being held.
How do I...
Oh, by the way, Kalon, thanks a lot for sending me bad rats
oh,
and pausing this cutscene.
you're welcome. Everybody, I gave Bob and bad rats because it was 19 cents and he didn't have it yet, and I like torturing my friends. I mean, he's making me sit through this, so...
You know, there's a pretty good reason you have to sit through all these mediocre games, Kalon. It's because you keep doing things that are less than stellar to everyone else.
Wait a second, isn't that the exact sketch that what's-her-face Erin had in her hideout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
So Basso's got it too. And that's not even the wanted poster, there's no text on that.
The only reason I remember Erin's name is because she shares a name with my sister. So, otherwise, she would also just be what's-her-face.
Let's see if Orion's man, Jacob...
Yeah, there's a lot of those types of characters in this game.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure everybody who isn't Garrett and Basso is just a what's-his-face.
I definitely remember this guy.
Oh.
I'm always gonna remember this guy.
Yeah, but that's all he ever says.
And that definitely just makes it worse. Jeez, you are poor.
Whew.
Yeah, well, I can buy a warm vest.
Oh, boy!
Neat.
Increase my maximum health, I guess.
Doctor's orders.
You just wear it underneath all of your armor
Bondage gear.
and just has that extra, like,
Bondage gear.
fraction of an inch of protection, I guess.
And the weird thing is that I don't think that the size of the health meter changes when you upgrade it.
So it's less you get more health and more the enemies do less damage to you.
Well, same difference.
I mean, either way.
Yeah, but when they
You know
describe
where
it,
to
you
find
expect
me.
the health meter to change.
Yeah.
I know, it's a nice visual indication, but look at it right there, it's the same size.
Yeah.
It is definitely the same size.
Like, you can see by the shadow of where the focus ends that it's at the same point, even though it's supposed to be bigger now.
Riverside today.
Oh, the little round one with a fake mustache.
It's fake? Huh. Anyway,
Are those
he told me to come
guards
by if I
or
wanted my
Thugs?
fortune. I
Thugs.
told him I read
Oh,
mine,
okay.
The bits floating at the bottom of a pint.
You know what's in our
They
future,
have swords.
Horny?
Why doesn't Garrett have a
Another
sword?
round.
Because he doesn't kill. Except for all the times where he actually does kill.
You know, there was a ruckus at the barracks. The thief takes
It's such a dumb way.
Sorry, I was just thinking of the future.
That's gotta cost him a few
It's just such a dumb thing. There's blunted swords, wooden swords, anything that would make combat more exciting, but they couldn't have any of that.
Well, to be fair, even if he had a sword, it would still be press R to hit things.
Well, okay, yeah.
They might have actually been able to do something with the combat if there was more to combat than just your stupid trench thing, your trench club.
Well, my point is that if they improved the combat, it wouldn't matter what he has in his hand.
Well, you try parrying a sword with a tiny little billy club and tell me how well that goes for you.
Well, it's an iron reinforced billy club.
It's only about, a foot long, though, so...
Well, actually it extends.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Like, when he's got it out in combat, it's, I don't know, long as a short sword, actually.
Well, then they should have just made better combat. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my point. Now, luckily, the civilians don't actually react to you when you're walking around on the map, much like in Thief 3.
I love that that most stealth games were born due to limitations of the combat. Like the original Metal Gear was born because, they wanted to make a cool action game, but you could only have so many things on the screen at one time before it started to chug.
How do they not see you?
So they instead changed the focus to stealth, and wasn't the whole focus of stealth come from the original Thief because the combat just sucked ass and they decided to make it a stealth game instead?
Yeah, I brought it up in a previous video.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna be moving
hey.
that thing again. There you go. There it is.
Yep.
And we could just... Yep, there we go.
Just shift that to the side. There you go.
We're going to become super familiar with that plank. I'm going to name that plank one day.
Jim Bob the plank.
Okay, Jim Bob.
Well, it's not a plank. It's about the same size on all edges. It's,
Either way, we're going to name it. It's Jim Bob now.
It's a solid piece of timber.
what did I call it before?
Jim Bob the Timber.
Scream of a glorious fire.
They've gone crazy. What do we do?
The city will blacken.
Why is it that whenever there's a plague, people suddenly all become arsonists? Even if only hypothetical arsonists. They talk about fire an awful lot.
I don't even know because, like, we got Ebola over here in America now, so it's like,
Oh, no, you've got 2 people with Ebola.
Excuse me, it's 5, thank you.
Is it?
It might be, I don't know. I know there was a case of it not even an hour away from where I live. One of the patients was transferred to the hospital about an hour away from where I live, and it was an interesting piece of trivia.
Well, anyway, welcome to chapter 4? Yeah, I think we're on 4. So we were told to find Jacobs in Greystone Plaza, but that's what's happening in Greystone Plaza, so Garrett is just going to throw that objective away and do something else.
Okay.
The man who built it.
I remember you saying in the thread that you said that this was the stupidest part of the game.
The most wasted potential is what I called this level, because this is actually ripping off 2 things. Number 1, Life of the Party.
Oh.
The big rooftop mission from Thief 2.
Oh, right. I love that mission.
Where you're basically crawling halfway across the city in order to get into a tower and find something valuable at the top.
That was a good mission.
Well, that's what we're doing right here.
Wait, why is there a civil war? I don't understand. That person just mentioned civil war. Since when is there a civil war?
As of now?
Since right now.
Yeah, like literally right now. It's just started.
Jeez. Thanks for the warning there, Thi4f.
Yeah, well, your warning was that Orion had a guy in red face paint.
Fair.
And that brings me to the second thing that this level is ripping off, which is BioShock Infinite.
Oh, of all the things.
Blue and black colored, what do you call those guys?
Conservatives?
Blue and black colored, establishment
Okay.
guards. And then red colored rebels. And now the tower's blowing up.
For Basso's sake, I hope the keep is built as strong as they say.
Yep.
Yeah, I totally buy that. I totally buy the Civil War just starting and they keep blowing up already.
Yeah, and somehow somebody got up to the top level to do that, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they brought themselves a trebuchet.
No.
Or if they did, then this level is even stupider than I thought.
Wouldn't put it past it.
Honestly, if they did bring a trebuchet because of the rest of this game, I expect that they sat themselves in the trebuchet and tossed themselves up to the top floor.
And somehow they exploded regardless.
Yeah. Like a cartoon.
Well, here's our first collectible. Lapis Lazuli Circle.
Ooh.
Finding all the circles around here.
Why is there a lockbox on top of a barrel in some random alley? What an odd place to put your valuables.
Anyway, we're unlocking it at least.
That's not even a valuable, though.
Oh god.
It's a water arrow.
Okay.
Even better.
It's valuable to some people, I would imagine.
It's valuable to a single person. It is valuable to Garrett. And that's about it.
There are other thieves in the city, I would imagine.
Are there? Are there, though?
Well, there's that guy who teleports everywhere. I'm imagining he's a pretty good thief.
No, he works for the Baron.
Well, still.
Yeah. The Baron's enemies have things that are important to steal, I would imagine.
Well, I mean, he's probably an accountant or something, so he is a thief of some kind. You're not wrong.
And point of no return. So I hope you got that collectible first.
Really? He can't jump back up there? That's...
Nope,
No.
there's no grate there for him to put his claw into.
Oh,
Oh, hey, look, it's
Jim Bob.
Jim Bob. It's amazing seeing him here.
It's also really sad that you move it in the same way every
Eastwood
single
City
time.
House.
Yeah, they couldn't bother to animate
No
it
one
a
ever
different
called his work
way
so.
for at least a couple of them.
Seems
Alright,
I'm not the
so
only one making that
here's
house
the
call
deal.
tonight.
Is that instead of doing, the whole rooftop things where you break into one house after another, we're just going to be breaking into this one mansion, because this one mansion belongs to the guy who created the tower, and so we're going to, look through his stuff in order to find out a secret way into the tower. And I can't jump up there. Son of a bitch.
Ah!
So, anyway, lots of guards out here. But even though I'm in light thanks to that torch... Oh, somebody finally saw me. Almost. But you know what, I don't think I want to go down there and deal with all of that crap. So, let me just check out my objectives here. Yeah, 10 kills or knockouts. I can do that.
Oh, God.
Just gotta aim it real nice. Make sure you don't go too high and hit the helmet. Make sure you don't go too low and hit the chest, which is not lethal, somehow.
However, if you shoot them in the crotch, I bet they instantly die there as well.
Oh, got him in the back.
I know you're there, and I'll find you.
I think you got him in the throat that time.
I think I got him
Got him
through
right
the
in the face.
face, yeah.
Oh, and they ripped off a bit from Sniper Elite.
Yeah!
For coffee.
Yep. I mean, that's not encouraging us to kill people, is it?
All you're missing is the cool jaw explosions that you get for doing really good in Sniper Elite.
And testicle explosions. Don't forget the testicle explosions.
Yeah, testicle explosions as well.
Wow, just in time because you ran out of arrows. Good,
Yeah.
good pacing.
Yeah. Should have bought some more. But, oh well.
But remember, Carrot's not a killer. Oh.
Does this kind of thing happen a lot starting now?
No, it's just the hypocrisy amuses me so.
Oh yeah, I mean, they take away your sword, but they give you the option to use your arrows as much as you like.
Lethal arrows, yeah.
I don't know what that lever does.
Probably some alternate way to sneak in that you just now no longer need, because everyone's dead.
No, I found the alternate ways in. None of them involve that lever.
It's a trick. It's to make you waste time and get caught by the guards.
Also, there's a dog just around in that cage there.
Bark, bark.
Gotta be careful. See, this is a way up. Up through the,
Scaffolding, I guess?
scaffolding, yeah. Like, there's a rope arrow point that I did not see just yet, but I'll get back to this area and you'll be able to see it then. But yeah, there's the front door, of course. That is always an option.
Not the smart option, but you did already murder a bunch of guards, so who's paying attention?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the guy in front of the door, in fact, is a watch captain, and they've got more health and such.
Doesn't really help when they get shot through the face.
Nope.
Who'd have thunk?
No, that is nice, is that once you get a headshot, everybody dies. And this...
What's the purpose of this pipe? Was it really just to vent air?
Steam?
It didn't look like it was going anywhere.
Well, there is actually a secret door around here.
Oh, okay.
I did not find it just yet, but I promise you it is there, and I will be finding it later.
Alright.
Probably because you flipped that lever. Bet you flipping that lever hides the door.
No, I don't think so.
No?
Oh.
Well, then the lever does nothing and I'm out of ideas.
I'm fairly certain that the lever is a red herring. It makes you feel good when you flip it.
It feels like you have power.
Mm-hmm. Like you have a choice of some sort.
I figure it's one of those things. Ah, here's a rope point that I did see. I figure it's just one of those things that somebody's going to yell at me in the comments about, hey, it does this, and I'm going to say, I don't care. Again.
Yeah. Please remember, none of us really care.
But in terms of most pointless, I would say this drop here is the most pointless, because this gets you further away from being inside the building, which is where you want to go. And there's no way to climb up through that skyway. There's no rope point floating in the air or anything.
It's just there to waste your time. Probably.
But yeah, so there's the balcony door. That's your second way in. Actually, third way in. Oh, that's right, it's not a rope point, it's a pulley. And you can hit the pulley with the blunt arrow. And that lets the ladder go down all the way to the ground, and you can climb it.
Alright.
Sure, I'll buy that.
So yeah, third way in is that secret passage in the conservatory greenhouse thing. And this is number 4.
Eastwick's locked himself up in his own study. Huh.
Now, in terms of time, would you say that this one is the one that makes the mission take the least amount of time?
Well, if you're actually casing everything, then it doesn't really matter where you start.
Yeah.
But it does allow us to listen in on the man's wife and
That's what they said.
her
Orders,
maid
ma'am. I told them orders won't get him out of his study. He has been
trying to get away because everybody in this part of town is trying to get away because of the revolution, which just started.
City.
News travels fast, Bob. Really? They didn't hear that?
And also, apparently warfare also travels fast.
You moved her dress somehow, but she didn't know.
I don't know.
You would think that, with revolution boiling up so close to the surface and it being increasingly obvious that the nobles would be better protected, but no, apparently not. It's,
Kiss the next morning.
not happening.
Everyone gets fucked equally in this universe.
To a creative man, Tilly. Yes, my lady.
Gotta be careful with this one, because there's a bird next to me. Not to mention the 2 ladies who can overhear me.
What foolish arrangement has undone you?
Well, they didn't hear you jumping down from the top of a bookshelf. I really doubt they'd hear you at this point.
Think of him.
Hey, a unique-ish piece of loot. Holy crap.
Wow, and it doesn't...
That you'll never see again.
That's the funny thing, is that I would be glad if I never saw it again, because everything else is so goddamn repetitive.
Theodore can rejoin us when he is able.
I've never been outside the city. It will be a grand adventure for us all.
Oh my god.
Also notice that the volume lowered as I closed the door and not once it closed.
Maybe Garrett's deaf in one ear. So when he turned to close the door, the sound went away. It's also why you couldn't hear the Baron in the last episode.
Wait, was that a portrait? Was that a painting of the Thief-Taker General?
No, I don't think it was.
Okay.
And that wasn't the Baron in the last episode, that was the Thief-Taker.
Thief-Taker General.
Oh, sorry, right, yes.
Whom everybody calls General for some reason, even though that is not really how that title works.
No. Somebody had a very informative post about thief-takers and the real-life thief-taker general.
Yeah, and how...
Who did not have a stumpy leg, I assume?
No.
No, he actually ran a underground gang, and he used his position as essentially a mercenary police officer to arrest people who disagreed with him.
Yep, that's usually what people with power do.
He was a pretty awful person, but also pretty interesting, so...
Theodore Eastwick, servant of the Lion, by order of the Baron himself, Elias Northcrest, You are to present yourself to his watch.
Oh my god. Okay, so the revolution's been going on for maybe half an hour, and they're already instituting the draft.
No, it's not the draft. It's, see, this is what the rest of the paintings look like.
Except for one, you said?
Yeah, we already saw it.
At least one other. At least one more beyond the insatiable appetite.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a large woman, but instead of a large woman's head, it is a rabbit's head.
Okay.
I can deal with that.
See, that I can live with, yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And that door has no handle, so you can't get in through the door.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense. Doors without handles.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we'd get in if we chose the balcony door. But anyway, no, it's not the draft. The idea is that since the tower exploded, the idea is that it could be that the guy who designed the tower is responsible for allowing somebody in to blow up the roof of the tower.
Oh, okay, and he designed the tower, got it.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's nothing to grab from this side of the room except for that
food.
Sack of food.
Yeah. But yeah, the getting of the man who designed the tower to see if he was complicit with some sort of conspiracy, that makes a lot more sense than the draft.
Yeah, of course the timing on the other hand does not make that much sense, because this is literally minutes after the thing blew up, and already there is a full squad of guards here, and already the place looks like someone has thrown every book in the entire house on the floors.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly he locked himself up in his study for 3 or 4 days now. It's not unreasonable that he might have searched furiously for something before then.
You haven't ever nosed about for it?
No, course not. It wouldn't be my place.
He was getting interested, but then I got onto the bookshelf, and now he can't see me.
You're talking noble.
Whatever.
Looking up? Nah.
He's probably just a cat or something.
All right.
Looks like he's about to fart. Shit.
Check the room myself.
Hidden entrance. Just what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about. There's a hidden entrance somewhere here in the library.
Go on then, have a look.
Of course there is. There always is.
Oh, that's right. I was going to say, please Goomba the maid, but then you can't knock out civilians.
Well, I can, but then I'll have to reload.
What? Somebody actually relit something in a Thief game? Oh, man.
Yeah, it happened in Thief 2. And it can happen in this game, but only if the guard is actually startled by the light going out. Like, if you do it to a light they normally pass by, but they're too far away to notice it going out, then they won't bother.
Well, that lady didn't hear anything.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Oh, wait, actually, yeah, okay.
No, here's the funny thing. She did not see me. Like, the undetected requirement for this level,
Still in play?
it is still in play. I have not failed that requirement yet.
Okay.
So yeah, she saw the guard go down, but not me, literally between her and the guard, knocking him out.
Weird.
I figure she probably brought some company, so I'm gonna hide up here and see what happens.
I'm gonna bet... well, not any actual... oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm not going to bet any actual real money, but it would be funny if she just completely forgot that you existed before she found anybody.
No.
And then continued freaking out for the rest of the episode like a certain bank mission gone wrong. Speaking of freaking out, there goes your graphics card.
Hey, she saw the other guard go on down, but it's gonna take a while to calm down.